The Holland chicken was invented to be the perfect, no-fuss, dual-purpose homestead bird. Yet today, it's one of the rarest chickens in America. In fact, only a few hundred breeding Holland chickens are believed to remain in the U.S., with fewer than 1,000 worldwide. That's not meant to be alarming, it's just the facts. And it raises an important question. If the Holland was such a solid, useful, practical homestead bird, why did it almost vanish entirely? While similar breeds survived. Most chicken keepers have heard of the Dominique and the barred Plymouth Rock. But the Holland is another American dual-purpose breed, just as practical, that most people don't hear about anymore. We're going to dive into its unique history, the failure of industrial farming to save it, and why this bird's entire future now rests on farms and backyard keepers like you. The Holland chicken is a uniquely American breed. It was developed in the early 1900s in New Jersey and Michigan, at a time when chickens weren't just pets. They were part of how families fed themselves. Farmers wanted birds that could do more than one job well. Not the best layers in the world, not the fastest growing meat birds, just reliable, well-rounded chickens that earned their keep. That's what the Holland was bred to be, and they were good at it. Hollands were calm, hardy, and productive. They laid a steady supply of large white eggs. They grew into a solid, well-proportioned table bird. They handled cold weather well and didn't need constant attention. They fit into mixed flocks easily. They weren't fragile. In other words, they were exactly the kind of chicken most homesteaders say they're looking for today. Here's the important part. Why did they decline? The Holland didn't disappear because it failed. It declined because agriculture changed. As poultry farming became more industrialized, the focus shifted to extremes. Birds bred to lay as many eggs as possible, or birds bred to grow as fast as possible. Balanced, dual-purpose breeds like the Holland simply didn't fit that system. And this is key. They were never meant to. The Holland wasn't designed for confinement, uniformity, or mass production. It was designed for small farms where balance mattered more than maximum output. So as farming scaled up, birds like the Holland were simply left behind. This is where backyard keepers come in. If the Holland chicken survives, it won't be because the commercial poultry industry stepped in, not because they don't care, but because it wouldn't make sense for them. The Holland isn't practical for large-scale production, and it was never supposed to be. But what doesn't work for industrial farming works beautifully for small flocks. That means the future of this breed rests almost entirely with backyard keepers and homesteaders. Whether we realize it or not, we're the conservation plan. The traits that made the Holland impractical for industry are the same traits that made it ideal for people like us. They're calm and relatively quiet. They're cold-hardy and robust. They don't require specialized care. Beyond eggs and meat, their temperament is perfect for a mixed homestead. Hollands are known for being excellent, efficient foragers who are less destructive to garden spaces than some more hyperactive breeds. They balance pest control with respect for your crops, which is essential when chickens and gardening have to coexist. And they tend to go broody, which in a rare breed is a good thing. Broody hens mean natural reproduction, and natural reproduction is one of the most effective ways to keep a heritage breed alive. By the way, if these are the kinds of practical homestead traits you value, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to a farmstead journey for more honest advice on chickens and gardening. Doing so helps videos like this reach a larger audience so that more people are informed about the plight of the heritage chickens in the United States. Saving a breed like the Holland doesn't require a big farm or a breeding program. Sometimes it's as simple as choosing to keep and responsibly breed the right birds. If you're interested in Hollands, sourcing matters. Look for breeders who are actively preserving true Holland genetics, not hatchery substitutes or mislabeled birds. I've compiled a link to the best rare breed directories in the description below, so you can find a quality bird near you. Every small, well-managed flock helps keep this breed from slipping further into obscurity. The story of the Holland chicken isn't unique. Many heritage breeds are in the same position. Too rare for industry, but perfectly suited for small farms and backyard flocks. Keeping birds like this isn't just about eggs or meat. It's about preserving genetics that were never meant to be mass-produced and shouldn't be. So let me ask you, if you could help keep a rare American breed alive just by choosing to raise it, would you? Let me know in the comments which endangered breed you'd like to see featured next. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. I'm so glad you joined me today, and I'll see you in the next one.